Morning, good people. So one thing I'm not gonna do, let's get over here. One thing I'm not gonna do is get overconfident, like the Celtics did at the blowout win. The Pacers prove that they have so much fight. Again, when you look at the playoffs, man, this is a playoffs is basically a relay of adjustments. It's a gauntlet of adjustments. So that's why playoff basketball is so much different than the regular season. It's not that regular season doesn't matter. It's not that you can't take things out of regular season matchups. When it comes out, but the intensity level just is going to be times 15. And we learned this, right? The Knicks pretty much had an easy time playing Indiana this year. But again, you got you had one game, was the second game of the season. Yeah, then you had another game where Indiana not too long ago won after that. And we had a recent game. So the Knicks the Knicks I believe they beat the Pacers without, this last regular season game they played. I believe Brunson was hurt. I gotta make that. And again, that would give you confidence that the Knicks would have had an easy time with the Pacers. But the Pacers are a team, as you've seen it, they rise up. The Pacers are a dangerous team, but the Pacers do have their flaws. And again, you went from Tyler Burton having the game of his career to a bad game. And again, now you get back to the field house, you expect a big effort from Halliburton. You would expect a big effort from Halliburton. One thing I would hope in that game is that game goes down to the stretch. Again, the Knicks going to have to play flawless. And we didn't play flawless last night. We did. Again, was I proven right when I told Tibbs, when I said all year, I've said this all year, Tibbs, you got to deploy different lineups. You got to play Precious. You got to play Precious just to protect Karl Towns. Again, I come in, Karl Towns picks up his, Siakam was with a horrible flop. But again, it's one of those situations where Karl-Anthony Towns is playing defense with his hands. And his arms is long enough where he has to understand where to put his hands in position. It's like when you look at the great Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan, when you describe Michael Jordan's game, for all you Jordan haters and LeBron guys, Jordan's fundamentals were much better than the players of today. Because he knew which hand to put in the passing lane, and he knew where to place it. That's why he was a great defender. You could break Jordan's knees. Like quick guards was Jordan's kryptonite on defense. Jordan hated guarding quick guards. Give him up, give him a physical guard, that's Jordan's wheelhouse. But again, to make up for what he wasn't as far as, staying with a Tim Hardaway or a Kevin Johnson or a Allen Iverson when he gets to the league, or a Rod Strickland, Jordan would play great fundamentals. This is the thing about Cat. Cat needs to understand where to place his hand. And a lot of times you don't need to touch. And again, they're going to get you, especially when they know you place your hand in the wrong place. And the Siakam one when they gave him his fourth was horrible. Unfortunately, right? And I know this is a big fit. And I'm kind of glad I didn't, because at this point, bro, as Fat Joe and Jada said, man, bro, you need heart pills to watch the Knicks, man. So I came in, and I knew that the Knicks would probably respond. I came in, it was 64-50 in the third quarter, eight something to go in the third quarter. But again, Karl-Anthony Towns picked up his fourth foul not that long after that. And again, as Shaq and Kenny were right, I know it looked a little awkward, but Cat has to learn this. You've been in the league for 10 years now. Hand play. Why do you pick up the dumbest fouls? Because it makes you weaker on both ends. This is the thing why Cat is a fringe star and not a superstar potentially. Because especially in this day and age with the center position not being as strong as it has been in the past, Karl-Anthony Towns should be one of those. Now again, as your power forward, again, he proven that when you put him on Siakam, you're worried. Siakam is 6'8". You don't need to put your hands. You don't need to. You make hand contact to guard him. See, that's what it is. He uses hand contact because it's so easy to blow by because of his bad lateral movement. So again, I'm not gonna, it's because it's one of the keys to the series. That's why I'm staying on the Karl-Anthony Towns point, where he needs to protect himself and Tibbs needs to protect him. Tibbs needs to understand it's more important. Look, I said you got to give him 4 points every quarter. Cool. That means go to him early in these games. All right, Jalen Brunson's going to search out his opportunities, but you need to put in Jalen Brunson's head, hey, look, it needs to be you and Cat to start the game. OG, Bridges, Hart, they'll get theirs residually. You two need to play the two-man game, and that's what it is, right? Again, I need a coach that understands that you got a dangerous two-man game combination with those two. You got two guys who scored 60 points in a game last year. I'm not saying they'll score 60 in the same game, but I guarantee you they can easily score 40 in the same game in any night. And if that happens, the Knicks are going to win. 9 times out of 10. I don't care who you play. So, with that being said, again, this is the Optimistic Knicks fan here. This is the Optimistic Knicks fan, and we're doing the 20th version of it. And again, we hope that, again, we get to a game 7. Take it again, the job's not done. We're going to have to go in there and steal one at the field house. This Indiana team was quality. Again, they play with a level. Again, they get away with a lot of, Carlisle is a great defensive coach. He coached the Mavericks. He coached the Mavericks, a team with Dirk Nowitzki, who was not a great defender. He coached them to a championship off of a great defensive team effort. The bottom line is the Knicks are going to have to match effort. They're going to have to, be road warriors again. And again, this is, right now they got a 16, 17% chance to come back and complete the 3-1 comeback. But it's possible. This team is better than a lot of teams that made the 3-1 comebacks. 3-1 comebacks are a theme. This team is better than the Celtics were 2 years ago. When they won 3 in a row and damn near got the 7 game, became the first team, it seems better than that team. No, it seems better than that team. I maintain, especially the style that they play, that the Knicks are been better than the Celtics for a while. But we'll get into that later. We will be going forward. That's for another day. So, we're not going to talk about all season shit yet because we got a season to go. Again, I knew that, they got to take it one game at a time. Job is not done. Again, you're going to have to go and beat them. They're going to come up with the adjustments and the effort. And again, if we win next week, they're going to come up with more adjustments. So that's what worries me about this. If I knew that Tibbs was a great adjustment guy and Carlisle wasn't, I'd be more confident here. Because that's the thing. Again, when the Knicks had to play this series we had to run downhill. Now we're running way uphill. And we're good at doing that. We're good, again, you got JB, you got Karl-Anthony Towns with his scoring ability. Look, I wanted to address Mike Greenberg saying that the Knicks are an average team. Karl-Anthony Towns dragged an average team. Come on, bro. You go straight to OG Anunoby. You skip over Karl-Anthony Towns. Again, I'm not the biggest Karl Towns fan in the world myself, but guess what, bro? He's a good player. He's a very good player at worst. So to call the team average and just say and then act like OG Anunoby and Miles Bridges aren't the great two-way players that they are. Very good two-way players. OG Anunoby didn't make an all NBA defensive team. What are we saying here, man? What are we saying? And again, I get it. Playoffs, you can't use the playoffs, but the playoffs proved it. The regular season should have proved it. I don't understand. I got to see who's on those teams. Absolute travesty. Because again, here's a guy who really should be going up for Defensive Player of the Year next year. He played the games. OG didn't even play his career high in games played. How the hell was he not on an All NBA defensive team? He played out of position. If it's the rebound numbers, bro, I don't get it. But this is what it is. This is what it is. So it's really hard. It's really hard to kind of dictate, to judge people by these accolades sometimes, but it ain't fair. Like I just don't get it. But again, right now we're gonna focus on the Pacers. We got one more game on the road, and then it's a winner take. And again, look, we can win Game 6, and conceivably get our doors rocking Game 7, because one thing I know is Thibodeau, and this is where Thibodeau has to coach for his life. You're gonna have to make adjustments beyond the adjustments. You're gonna have to outadjust. You're gonna have to outadjust. Or you're going to have to make adjustments in anticipation of what adjustments the Pacers are going to make. Because if we don't do that, if we're not ready for every possible scenario, if we're not ready for every attack, again, Landry Shamet, props, as I said, with the Knicks fans. This is why the Knicks fans are the greatest fans in the world, because we fucking chanted, we gave Landry Shamet a standing ovation and a chant, because we appreciate his effort. Now, I get it. Boston Celtics fans appreciate their role players too, right? Other teams will appreciate their role players as well. But, to the level again, as you see, we celebrate the little things. And I want y'all to understand, we celebrate the little things because, again, I've said this many times, it's not about the destination of a championship ring. It's about the ride. Knicks fans are enjoying the ride. Bro, you guys who root for teams across the country and shit like that, again, it's cool. I rooted for the Knicks across the country. I rooted for the Knicks while in the military. I rooted for the Knicks while living in North Carolina. And I rooted for the Knicks while living in New York. And it's just the way the city comes alive. This is a city that had Kevin Durant and Kyrie. They had Kevin Garnett and Paul Pierce and all that was a team. There was no buzz. There was no buzz. The Knicks ineptitude of the 21st century has robbed generations of kids this idea. And that's what it is, man. You got a lot of generations, right? You got a lot of kids of this generation who never had this. But we were always lit for playoff runs. Whether we won the championship or not, whether we got our heartbrokers in it or not, we were always this lit for playoff runs, man. And it's when you starve a virgin, you understand what I'm saying? When we're virgin's going to be, you know what I mean? A virgin's going to be that damn geek over their first time. It's not the first time for a lot of Knicks fans. Again, we've had a little bit moderate success since Thibodeau. Again, as this Knicks fan understands, and I've been through it all. I've been to the point where I was up 3-2 in the finals. And again, Akeem Olajuwon, as I argued last night, made one of the greatest defensive plays of NBA history, getting over and blocking John Starks. I just got to YouTube that. It breaks my heart, but look, one of the greatest defenders ever just did that to us. But I've been here. I've been in every step except for winning that. But again, this is why I can speak the way I speak. Because again, it's about the ride. I will never forget the ride. I've been to a point. In other sports, I've seen my team win. Again, it's about the ride. It's about the journey. About the destination, not the journey, not the destination. Remember this, guys. It's about the destination. I mean, the journey, not the destination. It's about the ride to it. Sometimes you enjoy a good road trip. You enjoy everything you see. Then you get to the road trip. Okay, cool. Then you're going to get lit as well. But a lot of you guys just sleep in the car until you get there. No, us Knicks fans, we grind with every goddamn step. With every step, we grind. With every step, we grind it out with our team. This is why we salute a Landry Shamet. You know what I'm saying? Look, I get it now. I get it now. When Julius Randle said what he said this week, I mean, he really, especially considering what happened to your team, You need to get it now. You need to get it now. And again, that's probably why it's best that you're there. Because one thing about Carnegie Town, I believe Randall is a tougher player and can do more things to affect winning. Carnegie Town is a better player, and he probably was better for the city because he gets it. And maybe he gets it because he's from this area. He gets it because he's from this area. Zesty, as y'all want to call him. Again, it's funny now. Carnegie Town's been in Zesty, but in Minnesota, y'all didn't seem to care. Now, it's all about how zesty he is. Okay, cool. Cool. Like I said, give me a zesty 24 and 10. Give me a zesty 30 and 15 in game 6. Give me another fourth quarter explosion like he did in game 3. Give me that version of Zesty. Give me, I don't care. Give me a nice all-round even game where you don't get no foul trouble. Where you don't pick up stupid early fouls, making you a worse defender, making you softer in the end of the game, making you have to play more cautious. I want this guy to play with the reckless abandon. Get through a first quarter without fouls. Please stop using your hands to play defense. Learn how to slide your feet. I know you don't have the quickest feet in the world. But just learn, especially that's why the point about putting him on Siakam is that, look, let Siakam do all that for you. Should, at this point in the game, you should have figured out Siakam's game by now. He loves to take shots falling down. He loves it. Look, he gets in the post. First of all, you're 4 inches taller than him. He gets don't close out. Let him hit it. Let him hit it. You're more important at the end of these games. Get it back. Understand this. Get it back. Do not foul him on a 3-point shot. Do not go for that damn fall away. That fall away shit. Don't touch him. Now I get it. I've seen the refs call fall downs with 0 contact. I get it. And your reputation is going to precede you. But we need you in game 5, game 6, and game 7 to not get any fouls in the first. You say those fouls for the end of the game. When you at that point, the goddamn bullshit that Siakam is doing is not going to work. OG Anunoby is now switched over to the 3. Maybe we need a little bit of him on Halliburton. We got Mikal Bridges, and I guess Mikal Bridges did a great job on Halliburton. Again, this is what Halliburton had the game of his life, game 4. Probably was a must win for them. It comes out and was absolutely horrible. And Halliburton, I always said this, good player. Superstar, no. Face of the league? Stop the fuck up, Steve A. How Halliburton going to face of the league? I get it. The smiling and all. No, please. You got to have the game. Y'all reaching for straws now. The Ant-Man shit, you seen. Ant-Man ain't got the temperament. Ant-Man is getting bamboozled into thinking that that's some fucking burden. And again, Iverson at one point was the face of the league. It was for a couple of years. Iverson got to do with everything he wanted. And everything he wanted. But, yeah, man. Look, game 6, key. Again, it's on Carnegie Town. You already know what Brunson's going to do. You know that Brunson can play with the fouls better. Again, the referee, and we're going to see who the officials are. These got to play flawless basketball. The season is on the line. We got to play the turnovers, the live ball jumps. Again, same thing. Live ball turnovers. Make your decisions are important. Stop dribbling into traffic. They're very good at that. It's better that you reverse the ball around the perimeter rather than dribbling into traffic and setting traps for you that way. Get confidence in your jump shot. I don't mean we got to take 33s or 43s like they do. I mean, actually, they don't take a lot of threes. They're actually offensively, they're the perfected Boston Celtics, to be honest. Because they get enough post up, they get enough drives, and then they set up, the ball touches the paint, then it goes out. This is what, again, Nick struck a win for basketball when we beat the Celtics, man. Because nobody wants to see a game of 5-on-5 horse. But at the end of the day, I'm not gonna make any more predictions. I just gotta, because again, it's Knicks of 7-0, right? It's Knicks of 7. You got 3 possible outcomes: Pacers in 6, Pacers in 7, Knicks in 7. It's Knicks of 7-0 for me. So no predictions on the game. I'm just telling you the keys to the game. And at the end of the day, the Knicks are gonna have to play flawless to beat Indiana, because Indiana's gonna come out with their best shot. But we got to prove, and again, I still believe that the Knicks are a better team, better roster. The Pacers execute better, and they operate better. And that's on Tibbs, and we'll get to that discussion in the offseason no matter what happens. All right, guys. Peace.